makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagelia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. Today, I will be having a conversation with Sheevaun Moran, a spiritual warrior for business success and growth. Sheevaun has used her unique formula to help over 25,000 entrepreneurs, CEOs, and leaders achieve freedom and flow in their businesses and lives. Founder of Energetic Solutions Inc., Sheevaun has worked with Fortune 500 companies, tech, startup, and more. She is a dynamic speaker, coach, and author of 20 plus books, and has been featured in all major media. Join me as I learn more about Sheevaun's approach to business success and her mission to help others fulfill the next steps. Hi Sheevaun, welcome and thank you for being here with me today. I am looking forward to learning all the spirit, warrior, all the great stuff that you are doing that's helping not just women but people in the world in general. So what inspired you to become a spiritual warrior for business success and growth?
Well, you don't get inspired to do it. It kind of just happens. And it's not like something that was chosen. It just kind of happened through the course of, growing businesses and then some significant challenges that I had to overcome. Yeah.
But before you get into that, were you doing something else that's kind of guide you into that direction itself?
Nope, I was just building businesses and helping them get big and sold. Nope, I wasn't doing that at all. I had gotten sick and misdiagnosed and nearly died from doing that too much. And so I think that was one of the catalysts to get me into that area, blending spirituality with business.
It was more like a wake-up call for you, kind of like you need to take care of yourself.
It was more aligned with understand what the body does and is and what gifts you already have and how you've been using those gifts and then how you threw them away or ignored them basically. Yeah. And how to turn those around.
And from there, how did you get started pretty much to say that, okay, this is how I'm going to incorporate this into helping businesses itself?
Oh, yeah, that was kind of a journey. So it really just came from me using energy to heal myself and realizing that, well, what if I did that to help businesses? What if I did that to help the businesses I was helping? And what if I did that to help the salespeople to be better salespeople? And so I experimented and kept getting results and results and results. And then what occurred was I decided that it was time to just see if there was something that I needed to share this in a bigger way. And so I ended up teaching this at colleges and teaching meditation long before it was a cool thing. And then really taking it into businesses and places all around Southern California and Arizona. And next thing you know, I was teaching it, and had clinics all over, the south end of California. And then I ended up back in corporate to help a friend, and it made sense to blend the two.
So when you say that you are going around and teaching it, like to different places, how exactly that teaching take place?
Well, people found me. I was featured on a PBS thing here in Southern California, and people kept finding me to say, "Hey, we want you to help us with stress reduction." And so they'd bring me into the corporation, Boeing and Hyundai, and then I'd help teams, collaborate better through meditative processes and energy tools. And so I would go into the corporation and and then I had a specific course that I taught in three colleges that was, I think it was like an 8 or 12 week course of how energy worked. Yeah.
So now I know energy is something that a lot of us as humans, we are so busy in our daily lives. We sometimes forget we exist and we don't take care of ourselves. So when you go to, let's say, a sales team, because I know sales team goes through a lot trying to
They
pull up
do.
the numbers and then trying to
Mm-hmm.
get everything. So how exactly do you help them to be able to not just do their job properly, but the energy itself to keep themselves in shape, to keep themselves in shape?
Effectively, everybody has a sense of when energy's not good. We say these throwaway phrases like, oh, they don't have good vibes, they don't have good energy.
Yeah.
I don't like being around them. They seem to like suck me dry. We see all these things, but we don't really pay attention to them.
Yes.
And we don't pay attention to them, one, because we don't know that there's a need to pay attention. And two, we don't know that there's a tool. There's a set of tools to help us take care of those kind of things, which everything that affects our energy affects our body. Everything that affects our energy affects our body eventually. And everything that affects our energy and affects our body is going to affect then our mind. So people say it should be mindset, but it's actually energy, body, mind. And so what needs to occur is people need to really learn how their energy is impacted in the way they feel, the way they look, the way they interact with humanity, the way they communicate before somebody walks in the door. Everybody's communicating energetically at any given time. And before you walk in the door, I always say, before you walk in the door, people know and can sense your energy 5 milliseconds before you even walk in the door.
Wow.
And so we already have these things. We just don't have anybody like me to translate them and help them really see that there are tools and processes in order to have their body and their energy and their business and their sales all going in a better direction.
But now I'm curious to know, do people can bring bad energy to one another?
Can people bring bad energy to one another?
Yes.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you've seen it in the Snoopy cartoons. You see Linus with the clouds over his head.
Yeah.
We see it in a lot of stories, and of course, you have enough. If you sit around enough negative people, you would become negative. That's just. And it's an energy thing. If you are grown up in an environment where it's really good energy, you have a better chance of having things work in your favor. If you've grown up in an environment where the energy is toxic and difficult, you have to work harder. And so the objective is to teach people how to clean that up so that what can happen is the results start to get easier and easier and easier.
So pretty much everything starts with the energy.
It does, yeah. Einstein said it best. Everything is energy equals mass squared, right? So energy's first and then mass. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, this is amazing. So now you have helped over 25,000 entrepreneurs and CEOs achieve freedom and flow in their business and life. Can you tell us more about your unique formula that has helped so many people?
Well, first I find the issue. I'll give you an example of a client that I have who they came to me because they were looking to sell their business, and he had met me, I don't know, at some high-end mastermind thing, and he said, I think you can do something that nobody else could ever do for me. And I said, okay, well, that's cool, I can. And so when I started looking inside his business and talking with him, turns out he had a couple very superficially high performers, very superficial. And they were being very toxic to the business for many years, apparently. And I was the only one who was able to see it. And so I got him to remove those two people, and they hadn't been meeting their goals or their plan or their budget for quite some time, probably about a year. And we started working on all of I call it turning the ship of energy, turning the ship to the truest North Star. And so now they've hit their budget. Because we dealt with the energy. We dealt with the toxic energy, not just the people, but the energy of toxicity that the people left. So that what could happen is the business could flourish the way it was meant.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine how many businesses are dealing with this right now?
A lot, because we don't know how to pay attention to these things. We're talking about, very corporate words, change management, and, all of these, you got to have this process and the technique and the strategy and the formula and the KPI and such like that. Well, energy doesn't follow KPIs. Energy is an amazing thing. Once you start freeing it up, it actually will help things grow and flourish.
So it starts with the people within the organization itself.
It does, yeah. It always starts with the people at the top. Usually the most senior person at the top. Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. So now, can you tell us about Energetic Solution Inc. and what it does exactly?
So Energetic Solutions came about because I'd been helping people using energy to heal their bodies. I was teaching them that, and then people kept telling me that they were having amazing results every time I would work with them. And so I thought, well, let me see what my company's supposed to be called. And I thought, well, Energetic Solutions, it makes sense. And so basically I help people find the energetic issue so we can give them a solution. And so there's, we work with the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the relational, and the financial. And I always tend to look to the financial and start from there, because that can solve a lot of dramas in a business if we start from there. Sometimes it's the health that I'll go toward, but generally I look at the financial, because that's going to give me a lot of information, because I'm used to building businesses. So that helps me diagnose.
So do you work with small businesses, solopreneurs, corporations?
All of the above. So the guy I was just telling you about, he has, many hundreds of employees. And then we have people who are solopreneurs. We have people who are inventors. We have attorneys. We have district attorneys. We have all kind, you name it, healers, coaches, people in manufacturing, people in copy and writing, and people, you name it. You just name it. So we even have teachers and school principals and such like that.
They don't really need to own a business.
They don't need to own a business. It's all energy. It's the same formula, whether it's a business or not. I just tend to be very good at helping businesses really thrive.
It's your specialty.
Yes.
So now, does it need to be in the United States or anywhere in the world?
No, all over the world. So I have people in Europe and Australia and many different places.
So when you go to a company, for how long do you come and get out or stay?
Yeah, it depends. It depends upon what they want to achieve. Sometimes, we start with 6 months to a year. And then we see if we're going to continue. People tend to continue, 2 to 4 years.
Okay. And also when you, after you, let's say that you support them, you let them, do they need to follow up with you certain things, or can they always come back to you for more help if they need it?
Yeah. Yeah, I have people who go away, they take the tools, they go away, they go do their life, and then they'll come back for sure. Yeah. Tune-ups, so to speak. Or next level, or they hit a plateau, and, I'm the one who can help them get beyond that.
So do you provide that services one-on-one, or do you also do group?
We do. We have a specific unique formula. If you want it for the business, we do that one-on-one. We do have a mastermind kind of thing And then we have smaller programs, everything from a 17-minute audio just to get started, all the way up to an 8-week course.
Ooh. So how do they get the choice to pick where they want to start, or is it you that have a conversation with them and say, hey, this will be the best way to go?
Yes, we do have a conversation if they're interested in a more higher level of interaction. But most people tend to, unless they really want to work directly one-on-one or be participating in the mastermind, they tend to, listen to all of our audios. I've written 17 books and I have 22 audios, and they start with the audio. Some cases they just start with the audio. Some cases they just start with the books. Some cases they start with the 8-week training, so they can get the energy language for their business set up.
But also, if they want a one-on-one, so that's where they have you full time.
Mm-hmm. For sure, full time. They have me. They have me for a year.
For a while, yes, exactly. Not that you're gonna be there 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So now, how do you incorporate spirituality into your work with clients?
Well, everybody has some sort of form of spirituality, even atheists. And everybody has a unique way that they have interpreted how money and energy and family and growing a business is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And so basically I teach people how to take what they already know about their own life and their own spiritual practices and integrate them so that it can play well into the business setting.
So but when we are talking about spirituality, we're not talking about you need to go to church or anything like that. We're talking about the connection itself.
Everybody's spirituality is different. Some people go to church. Some people are, they meditate and they're spiritual. Some people are Buddhist. Some people are Sikh. Some people are Hindu. Some people are Catholic. Some people are, it doesn't matter. It's not religion. It's about whoever you are and wherever however you want to live your life. How do you incorporate the energy so that your spirituality can be more in tune with who you are? So people always say, I didn't know that my spirituality could have gotten deeper through this kind of work, but the work we're doing with me and my business and all of the different aspects is actually helping me be a more spiritual person.
So now here's a tricky question. Not really tricky though. Do you always have your energy everywhere you go? Because I can feel it.
My energy? Yes. I have my energy everywhere I go. Yes, I
do. And you just transfer it in. Here's my good energy. I'm giving it all to you. Take it.
Well, it's just I'm being me and I'm using my tools. So if you can feel it, then I'm doing my good work.
So you have worked with diverse clients from Fortune 500 companies to techs, startups, and authors. What are some of the key qualities you have observed in successful entrepreneurs?
They take responsibility. They take risks. And they ask good questions, and they're not afraid that any question is going to be stupid, even though they think a lot of questions are stupid, they're still going to ask. I think they're also willing to learn, even though they think they have all of the answers, which is always cute. Because it takes a lot to admit that you need help.
Yes.
I see somebody out there talking about, you have all of the answers within you. And well, that may be true. You actually need help in extracting them so that they can be interpreted for how you want to live your life and how you want to grow your business. And so you do need somebody to see things that you cannot see. In order to get you there sooner. Otherwise, you may not get there, or it could take a lot longer.
Yes, because also we can't really see everything. Sometimes we can't see what you have. Even in your own home, sometimes you can't appreciate what you have because you don't see
Right,
it. Somebody
right,
else have to let you see it. So I got your point
right.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one client, he came to, we do once a year, we do an event called Epic Life. And
Good.
it's a summit. And he came to it in, I don't remember when it was, November, December. And he was pretty skeptical. He just sat there like this. And most of my clientele are about 65% women and the rest men. And, day two, you could see him sitting back a little thinking, yeah, there's some things that have changed in me. By day three, he had light in his eyes. He'd woken up to things that he had totally given up on. His brother happened to be on the other side of the room, and his brother came up to me and he says, "You brought my brother back to me. This is amazing. Thank you." And so we started working together. And after our first call, he said, "I don't even need to have any more calls with you. I'm going to. I don't need to have any more calls with you because everything that we did in this one thing just totally turned my entire life on a beautiful heart-centered spiral upward."
This is amazing.
Yeah, cool.
Yes. It's like the best video you could ever record of someone. Like, it's not even to share it with other people. It's just sometimes in life too, we need to be remember how much good we have done in this world. And things like that sometimes are just good to remember them.
Yeah, I like to remember them just because it's not for me. It's really to help me help somebody see that maybe there's something that they have inside of them that needs to be unlocked as well.
Fact. Yeah, it needs to be take out
Yeah,
so they can see it as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now you have written over 20 plus books and host your own podcast. So could you tell us about your latest book and also the podcast?
I have a couple. I have two that I'm writing right now. One of them is a volume two to one called Dancing with the Divine.
Mm.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can get that on Amazon. And I'm writing a volume two to that. And that's a pretty cool idea of how we understand and maybe even don't understand how divine works in our lives. Um, and then the other one is the secret energy of words,
Hmm.
meaning how words impact us and the energy of words. Because there's a word, if you think about this one word, often kids use it, but you think about this one word, and I'm not going to say it, but I'll spell it HATE. And that one word is very, very toxic energy. And even if you're just saying it in a throwaway way, it's still toxic energy. It doesn't change the energy of it. And so it's really important to understand the energy of the words. Because as we get better with our energy and our words, actually we're able to succeed more.
So be
So
careful.
be careful what you say, but be careful of the energy behind the words of what you say. If you say something really nice with mean energy, it's still mean energy. If you say something kind of mean with beautiful energy, it's just not as mean. Yeah. If you mean that out of venom and anger, then the energy is going to be ugly. If you mean it in a less toxic way, it's still going to have not great energy, but it won't be so toxic. So those two aren't out yet, but I think the book that might help people who are more interested in spirituality and energy and kind of the principles. There's a book called 12 Energetic Solutions for Personal Power.
Oh,
That's a very useful book because it talks about the physical and what to put in your body, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the relational, financial. And then it goes into the 12 energies of how those, you can address all of those in your life.
on life.
Yeah,
But
and you can
I
get that one on Amazon too.
but I think I love that one, but also I love the ones of the words because every day we just use that. We
Hmm.
talk, and sometimes we don't even think before we talk. So what's coming out might hurt the person next to us.
Yeah.
Or even if we're not talking to that person, it might still hurt that person.
There's an old saying that says it's more important what comes out of your mouth than what goes into your mouth. And what comes out of your mouth is also words, but it's also energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now what about the podcast?
Oh gosh, I have two. One is one of my clients calls it her benevolent butt kick, and it's 5 minutes long. It's only 5 minutes long. That's it. That's about all you need to get a little boost.
Energy.
And, right. We just hit 300 episodes, so that's fun.
Wow.
And then I've got a school for energy medicine, for the energy stuff, just if you want to learn that only. And it's called I Love Energy Medicine Radio.
So pretty much it's all about
energy.
The energy, how you take it in, how you transfer it to the next person.
Yes, exactly. All of it.
How long is each episode for that one?
I think each one's about 17 to 20 minutes.
Do you bring guests into this one, or is just you that's teaching it?
No, we just, I have somebody who asks me questions. We have a couple of different people who ask me questions, and I get in all the woo and odd things that I know, because I have a lot of information. And the only way to get that out is through, I think questions. I could put it into books, but I think questions are really important to help understand how to interpret things that just don't seem to make sense in the logical world.
Yes, but also that instead of you just telling people what you think they should know, but it's them telling you what they want to learn.
That's right. So I love teaching from the perspective of, somebody has a question, because then what can happen is I can get deep into what's specific and unique for them. So one of the things that makes me very expert at this, helping businesses and this energy thing, is helping people see how this energy idea applies to their own life and their own body. And it's not easy to take something that isn't a tangible thing, like, I don't know, this or the phone or whatever, and to say, oh, this matters more, unless you have somebody really give you an interpretation.
Wow. So I wish people will see how energy really play a big part of their life every single day, every second, actually.
Mm-hmm. Every second, that's exactly right, yeah.
So now you are known for bringing clarity, simplicity, and profit to your clients. So can you share some lights on that for me?
Yeah, so most people go around with spinning energy. You know what? I'm actually sitting in a place where I think I can show an image. Here's a great spinning energy. So if you can see that.
Yes.
You can see that. So that's kind of spinning energy. And then this one this is what we call Poopyville, right? Poopyville is where you have a lot of things that have come up or been challenging in your life. Okay, so that's life, right?
Yes.
And it's in our energy around us. And it's kind of like the dirtiest windshield. You can't see through the windshield. And once we start cleaning off the windshield, all of a sudden we can see things that we wouldn't otherwise have been able to see. And you have these experiences when you go on vacation, then you come back. But what if you could learn to do that every day for yourself, right? So you have new clarity every day. And so clarity has to come from the idea of helping you align to your truest North Star. I've said that before, but your truest North Star is unique to you and your idea and your goals and your mission and your vision. And so each of your own truest North Stars have to do with what your end goal is, and then all of the things that can get in the way. Yes, thoughts can get in the way. Yes, people can get in the way. But more importantly, once you start cleaning up your energy, it's really amazing how you don't have to work so hard to get a result. You can do more with ease, and you can achieve more with less.
I don't know why people wouldn't want that, though.
Well, we're taught that drama is good and hard is better. So if we work harder, then we'll have more rewards. We're not taught that, you
Not
know what?
really.
Yeah, we're not taught to really go after a more simplified approach.
Yeah, and the drama also does just take you away on Earth a lot faster because you're getting frustrated every single day and mad and angry. You look like you're about to blow up the entire universe the way you
Yeah.
just with your face.
I had this one client who she's an actress, and I think she's actually I can't say actually, I'm not allowed to say. Some famous show that's on TV right now. And oh my gosh, this girl loved drama. I said, I am going to inoculate you from your life's drama. We're going to teach you how to take this drama so that you can turn it into something beautiful and wonderful and productive and prosperous. And we did. And she wasn't working in that field at all before any of that.
Wow.
And so once we got her out of her dramatization of kind of everything, family, friends, loved ones, money, relationships, kid, you name it, everything was a drama. And once we helped her turn that around into something that was more even flowing rather than this all the time, now she's on the show. Kind of cool.
With now she's actually, well, an actress doing
Yeah.
something great.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Sharing
all
messages that make a sense. Yeah.
yeah, and all she has to do is stop the drama.
Learn to get out of the drama energy and
Yeah.
learn to unplug from it so that she can achieve what she wants to achieve.
So, do you have plan in the future to teach this to other people so they
We
can
do.
actually teach it to others?
Yeah, we teach it. We teach it regularly. So we teach it in the school. We teach over there in the school, and then in energetic solutions, we teach it. We teach people how to use it in their business. So I teach it all the time. It's really a process of teaching.
Yeah, I know that you're teaching it to others, but more like people that can take it in and learn how to go teach it to somebody else.
Yes, we do have
We do
certified
that.
people who become certified trainers. Yeah,
Cheers. This is awesome.
yeah.
So now, what's next for the company?
Keep doing good things, helping people. We've got some books, and we don't go around with the same, type plans as somebody else. It's really just keep doing the work and helping as many folks as we can, really.
So, could you share with us one piece of advice that you feel like was meaningful to you in your journey that can help someone else that's listening to this podcast?
A small but stupidly simple one. Drink more water. The fact of the matter is that we take in so much toxic energy. Forget the food and all the other stuff, but we take in so much toxic energy that if we don't drink enough water, we actually allow that toxic energy to store inside of our bodies easier. So that sounds ludicrous, and it sounds way too simple. But it's very extraordinarily important. I would say do that. And then the other thing is we have, I think we have a free giveaway. And in that free giveaway, there are videos in there for everybody to learn a few tools of how to disconnect from negative energy.
Anything else you'd like to share with us before I let you go today?
Oh gosh, I would say, if you can really find a couple minutes out of your everyday, and maybe even 2-3 times a day, put it on your calendar to really stop and use one of these tools. So what can happen is you can get closer to your goal of your North Star more easily. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Be consistent. Keep it simple, be consistent, and watch your energy. Clean it up.
And how can they connect with you, and especially for your services?
Yeah. Go to SheevaunMoran.com, SheevaunMoran.com. And there's all kinds of cool stuff there. I mean, we've got downloads and books and audios and some free tools, all kinds.
And she's right. I checked them out. Oh, thank you so much for giving me your energy today and putting a smile, because when I started talking to you, you calmed down. You're just like peaceful and you can feel that peace coming right back. And then that's the type of people you want to be around in this world, you know? You want to feel that because it gives you that energy to go out there and just do much more than you can possibly do in your life. So I thank you for that.
Thanks for having me. I so appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.